This episode of Reppin' the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by The Mortgage Dad. Working with George's team gives you access to an unmatched menu of mortgage programs and over 100 years of combined mortgage experience. Skip the stress, love your mortgage experience, and get home with George. Visit www.homewithgeorge.com. NMLS ID 443967.
And we're back.
Yeah, skip the stress.
Skip the stress.
Imagine that, guys. Skipping the stress. If there wasn't a more stressful time in life right now.
Stress should be the name of this segment of the series.
All right.
Stress and stressors.
I have not seen you in a while. You shaved your beard.
Yeah, like last week.
I haven't seen you in like weeks.
I thought you put on Do Not Disturb. You literally just made a comment
did.
about Do Not
Yeah, what
Disturb.
the hell, George?
I don't know why it did that. I did. It's on Do Not Disturb. It lies.
Yeah, I cut my beard. I'm 200 pounds. Life.
Life. Wow, 6 weeks.
Was it really that short?
It feels like it.
That short?
Feels like it was a year.
No, it
So-
doesn't. It feels like it was yesterday that we recorded our last one. That's how my life is, just a blur of all blurs right now. And so I'm just trying to take it one day at a time.
Well, that's all we can do. Oh. So
Yep.
we had spring breaks, trips. What'd you guys have going on? I mean, seriously. There's a ton, unless you lived under a rock for like the last month, there's a ton of amazing stuff happening in our area. But like, let's recap what you guys have been up to.
Is that new iPad?
No, this is my Pro. I've had this one for a while.
Where's the case at? Oh, there you go.
He's just using it outside the case.
I know. I'm used to you having the case on it.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm writing, that's the keyboard.
It's just easier.
Oh my lord.
Easier. Oh.
You're so weird today. Oh, Lord. So what have we been up to for the last
Month.
5 weeks? I think we took an extra week.
All right, I'll start. I have officially signed on the line. I am now the director of operations for Camp Sheila.
Nice.
100%. That hiring process took 4 months.
Wow.
They're a nonprofit. They deal with kids.
Background check.
A lot of DCFS stuff, background checks, nonprofits. You have to post job opportunities internally for so long. Then you got to post them outside, externally for so long. And then you have this interview and that interview and this interview and that interview. And then you have to have, like, for a supervisor, director position, you have to have certain prerequisites. And so I had to show proof of all these prerequisites. And then I had to do physicals and screenings and, background checks and all. I mean, you name it.
Physicals, like their insurance policy?
DCFS physicals.
Oh.
TB test, this, that. Everything is
Jeez.
everything is in Chicago, so I've been going back between here and the closest places I can in Chicago. And then obviously the insurance business is not slowing down. Obviously, you guys all know rates are absolutely through the roof, and so everybody is shopping, and so
Welcome to 2024.
That's super. Super on people's minds and in the public view right now. Which we've all known this, right? We've talked about it. Anyone that listened to our podcast has known about all of this stuff. I've given you guys your warnings, right?
Yeah.
But until you see the paper in front of your face,
It doesn't hit you.
And the biggest thing is the customers, they don't.
oh, they don't care. They'll scream at anyone that gets on the phone with them.
But you'll send them paperwork like, here's the rate, here's this, and they won't do the e-sign. They won't sign it. They won't open the mail. You give them all the notices of the rate increase, and then they act surprised. You sent them 20 notices.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, there you go. You said one, right? They don't do the e-sign.
No.
Okay. So guess what? They lose out on that e-sign discount. Well, that discount was 10%. When your policy is $5,000 and you have a 10% discount,
That's $500.
that's $500. And then they want to call you and scream at you
Yep.
because of something they didn't do.
Well, I don't call you and scream at you. You do a great job.
I
for
know,
me.
but I'm just saying.
I would if I could.
In general, right? It's just the way the industry is going. So between insurance, between going back for Chicago, I coach baseball at Boylan, so that's a daily thing. Between and then my son started his travel season for baseball. So when we don't have baseball for Boylan, we have baseball for them. And you ready for this bull crap? All right.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to say names. We're in a tournament this weekend.
Okay.
Here in town. When we were 8, there's few and far between 8-year-old tournaments. So we had to travel into Chicago a lot.
Right.
You guys know that. Just because in our area, it's not prevalent. You go to bigger cities, it's very prevalent, right?
Sure.
When you get to 10, 9, and 10-year-old baseball, it's normal baseball. So the tournaments open up drastically all over the place.
Yeah.
So our first 5 tournaments have all been in town. Awesome, right? This is our last in-town tournament. We signed up for the 9U division. We have kids on our team that aren't even 9 years old yet. And no one's even close to being 10 years old yet, right? Because May 1st, tomorrow, is the cutoff. So if you turn 10 after tomorrow, you can play 9.
Right.
Before, got to play 10. Okay? Our closest birthday to 10 is the end of August.
Gotcha.
Right? After our season's over. We had a coach of another local organization.
I know exactly where this is going.
Call the tournament director and expressed, I'm going to say this as nice as possible, express strong concerns
Because your kids were so young.
about our team being too good
At half the age.
at 9 years old. 9 years old, called the tournament director complaining that our team is too good and we should not be in the 9U division and that we should be in the 10U division. Okay?
But you don't play 10 unless your birthday is
Before
May
May 1st. Right? Okay? So we've played a couple 10U tournaments so far just to see where we're at.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you got to remember this. Our kids are 9.
Yep.
3rd grade. We played a team last weekend that has a kid that turns 11
On May 2nd.
May 15th.
So he's on that U10 team.
Right? He's on the U10 team. Okay? He's also in the 5th grade.
2 years ahead.
So they looked at our record from this year so far, which we're 12-1-1. Looked at our record last year when we went 44-7.
Yep.
And said, sorry, you got to play 10U baseball. So we got bumped.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, which we're okay.
But
we're okay.
And I'm just making it clear. We know the person that called.
Yes.
Like personally.
Yes.
Like,
well, you guys don't know the guy personally. Me and my coaching staff know the guy personally.
runs another team.
Runs another local team.
Okay, I was going in the wrong direction then. I was thinking it was another guy.
Nope. It wasn't that guy. Okay. But it's another guy.
He does not run a podcast.
It's another
No,
guy.
it's not a podcast.
No, it's another guy in town. That
I probably know him too, though. Just
maybe.
saying.
But anyways, the tournament director sold him out. First thing. Oh yeah, this guy called and he complained and complained and complained.
Because his team is probably good, but not as good as you got, but good enough for this area at that age group.
Okay. Now you look at who's coming because they post who's coming to the tournament. There's a team out of Huntley, Sidious Baseball out of Huntley. They're a very, very well-known team. And we go toe-to-toe with them every time. We actually were talking to their coach last week, excited because our schedules haven't matched up. We would get to play them.
And this will be a good challenge for both teams because you're at more of an equal level than where you guys have been playing.
Right. So,
which is what you want the kids to have.
It's us playing Sidious would be like
Yankees, Red Sox.
Yankees, Red, yeah.
World Series.
Correct. Like they're very, very good. They're the number one team out of the Fox Valley.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like playing the White Sox.
No, they're terrible. But
the White Sox swept the Rays. Let's go on.
But they are the number one program out of the Fox Valley area.
Yeah.
Our team is the number one team out of the Rockford area. So when you have those two teams that go up, it's just like high school here in Rockford versus high school in the Fox Valley, right? We go back and forth, right? And it's just sad. So one, not mad that we got bumped. Two, it's gonna be a good test for our kids, right? And three, it's a bitch move to call a tournament director and complain about another team
Being too good.
Yeah, well.
Guess what? You know why we're good? Because we practice, we teach the kids the right way of baseball, and we hold them accountable. We treat them and coach them like they are a high school team. So when they get to these higher levels, right, whether they stay with our program or go to another top program wherever in the United States, Team USA, top tier out of Chicago, wherever, right? Because you can area code, which is, the major league teams that have travel teams, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to these levels in high school, you go to IMGs, you go to some of these other places, you are able to handle any situation that comes at you. Too many people are so soft these days that they just want to be coddled and babied at all times. And in athletics and in school, because your girls don't necessarily play besides volleyball and some stuff, right? It's the same thing when it comes to theater, when it comes to science Olympiads, when it comes to anything academics, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't pushed and taken to the next level,
you're not going to get anywhere.
You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to cry in your room like a little baby and not be able to do the things you want.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Oh,
no,
I could go on for days.
I could tell just with that rant that you were raised by a Generation X mom, and I am so proud of her.
It's ridiculous.
Because that's it. I mean, seriously.
These people need to stop being so soft in life.
Everybody get a trophy. Everybody get this. I mean, political correctness was the downfall of our society, and it's just getting worse. So we need to toughen up. There are winners and losers.
All right, here's one. Ready for this one? You just said it. That is my number one saying in life. There are winners and there are losers. It's as black as white as you can get. You either win or you lose, okay? And I say it to my 9-year-olds, okay? We have a kid on our team. It's in my son's class. Not going to say his name, right, for privacy reasons. They had they did poetry all year long.
Okay.
Right? And the teacher published a poetry book with all the kids' poetry in it, right? They got to pick like 3 that they wanted to post. Needless to say, he's on the baseball team. He wrote a poetry segment about baseball. And at the end, he goes, "Now remember, losers lose and winners win." And that's how he ended his poetry. And you can ask all my Boylan baseball kids, right? That's what I say every single day. It's as black as white. You either win or you lose. If you lose, figure out how to win.
Yeah.
If you win, great job. Keep doing what you're doing and keep winning.
Well, it's just basic in generality here in the U.S. Regardless, you have an equal opportunity. You got to work. You're either going to win or lose. You got to adjust. You got to make your play. You got to make it happen. So I totally get it. We're done with our baseball rant segment of the show as everybody's on their phone. Like, What is going on here?
No,
I see George is wearing.
Don is back from Florida. Hey, Don.
Hey, Don,
How are
you're
you?
back from Florida.
So my email now starts blowing up.
Well, of course. So I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I don't look at it till we're done. But I see you're wearing your Aaron Rodgers hat. One of your D's fell off, though. Dad?
Daddy.
No. This is a Da Bears hat.
And I was wondering why you had a Cubs hat over there, and then I realized it wasn't.
No, it's a Bears hat too. Sorry to disappoint. So let's go to you. What are you
Why
been
do you
up
want
to?
to go to me?
All right, fine. We'll skip John. Never mind. We'll go to George. What did I do?
So, yeah, it was a great time.
Too bad.
No. Seriously. No, it's been basically while you guys were doing spring breaks and family things and all that crazy running around, I just kept working. So didn't really do much. I will say, though, I'm super proud. You want to talk about winners and losers in sports and all like that. My daughter, we all know my daughter. She was a competitive dancer. She was a competitive gymnast. She wound up with many sports-related injuries and had to give up the sport, but she started coaching. She's been coaching now a couple of years. You know, she's a pharmacy tech over at the Meyer in 173. So if you get a prescription, say hi to Emily. And she coaches one of the teams at Spot Gymnastics, which is the platinum level, which is the highest level they have at the moment until next year. And she has
What's above platinum?
diamond
Oh, okay.
and then sapphire.
And gold.
Well, gold is below.
Gold's below platinum. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it starts off, it's your pre-team, then bronze, then there's silver, then gold, then platinum, then diamond, then sapphire. And I think there might be an emerald or a ruby or something on top of that. I'm not sure about that. We never gotten that high. But Emily coaches the platinums. And it's funny because all the girls that she coaches are only a few years younger than her. You know, but they know she went through it. And Emily was the silver regional champion. And the Region 5 is Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, and Ohio. So 5 states.
Gotcha.
And one of the girls on her platinum team last year was the gold regional champion. This year, Amelia is the platinum regional champion, and Emily's been coaching her for the last 2 years.
Wow.
So my daughter has coached a girl who's now the regional champion. She got the best score all around out of girls from 5 states.
Hey, winners win, baby.
And I'm telling you, and it's just such a great process to see the joy in the girls, in Emily as a coach, you know what I mean, in the other levels of the team, rooting them all on. It's just like, because the younger girls are all like, we want to be the regional champion. We want to be the highest level we could be. And that girl's probably going to move on to do diamond next year, which is the first time KSG is having a diamond program.
Yeah, and you know why? Because when you start coaching these kids correctly and stop coddling them, they take it to different levels. And as a program, when you take those levels and you get them higher and higher, you're going to build an organization that's a powerhouse.
Yep.
There are teams in whatever sport there is, right? And the same in your market and in real estate in your market, right? You got your top dogs and you got your bottom dogs. If you're a bottom dog, you want to be a top dog, you got to do something about it.
Well, yeah, and the key is though, how do you succeed in sports or business or anything? It's the people you surround yourself with.
Correct.
You are the average of the 7 people you spend the most time with. So obviously, I spend a lot of time with you two
All right,
guys.
guys,
So
this is the last
ridiculous.
episode then.
Yeah, I know you're bringing us down, man. You're holding back my potential, George.
Oh, Lord, you're hilarious.
But no, talking about that though, like seriously, I've got notes that I want to talk about, but we're going to finish up. So yeah, we just did our usual thing, you know, restaurants, hanging out, did some work on the house, always doing work on the house to improve the house. Got to get your property values up. But how are your trips? How was your spring break with the family, George? Seriously.
Mine was good. Spring break was unusual this year. It was split up on all over the country. I was in North Carolina, came home. My wife went to Las Vegas, came back. Then they went to Florida. I went to Chicago with one kid. We kind of split it up, and I had my younger kid, and we had a good time. It was relaxing, and we had some really fun, one-on-one kid time, which was, I think, very important versus, doing stuff as a family is really important, but also singling it out and doing something one-on-one is kind of cool too. So we did that for spring break. What else did I do? Over the last few weeks, I've been really busy. Really, really busy taking off on Machina. Machina's starting to go. I'm pretty excited about it.
I love how Josh's eyes glaze over every time you say that.
Hey, it is what it is.
The machine.
Yep, Machina.
Dude, Bert's gonna come back and he's gonna slap you with this cease and desist.
No, but I'm not the machine. I'm Machina. That's why I'm the Machina.
Yeah, he's the Ukrainian mob.
Yeah, that's right.
Not the Russian mob?
Not the Russian mob.
On a side note, Road Dog, how did you not understand the reference that Kyle York texted us?
I did, but
I know you
wasn't
did.
going to feed into it.
No, you had to because
No.
it was funny and
No.
you laughed.
No.
You laughed and don't even say you
No,
didn't.
'cause I'm
You
not gonna
sat
feed
on your
into it.
couch and you giggled.
No, I'm not going to feed into it. Anyways, continuing what I did. Went to the draft. The Soldier Field.
Dude, I was waiting to see you on TV.
Did you turn it on?
I watched the whole thing.
I was on the TV.
Were you?
Yeah.
When?
No. I wasn't at the draft. I was at Soldier Field.
You were
I
at Soldier
understand that,
Field
but I was
for the
waiting them
draft.
for to like
They
pan.
did. They did pan in, and I have a photo. I froze framed the video that they posted on social media of the room,
But
and
it-
you could see us.
Okay, but it wasn't like on the live TV.
Yeah, they when they panned to the crowd, the fans, and they did the video where they did the reaction of all the current players that were there because half the team was there that night.
I didn't see that.
It's kind of like the night we went to the
was
the
it
Bulls
after?
game.
I know, but was it after?
It was in between. It was in between the picks. It wasn't like
It wasn't. I was waiting for it like when they picked Caleb Williams.
no. Well, you should have seen our. Dude, the room erupted. The room erupted when Caleb got picked, but the room erupted even more when Rome Odunze got picked. That was crazy. Pillar was on his stool and like they had the camera on him for the celebration, and he was doing like the whole hooting and hollering when they drafted Rome. It was awesome.
But
I
you
got-
guys, your best pick was in the 4th round,
The punter.
the punter.
We have the best punter. In,
I'm just saying. All right,
Football.
on a side note, Torrey Taylor, right,
yeah.
is the #1 punter in the nation.
Yes.
Like,
Hands down.
you guys had a great
history.
draft, right? Great draft. But, dude, having a guy that can drop it within the 5,
Consistently.
literally, I'd say he punts it 10 times a game because Iowa sucks, right? Iowa's offense sucks.
He was their
would
best
punt,
offense.
He would punt 10 plus times. And I'm saying 92.5% were within the 5.
Yeah, he's a stud.
It's the only reason why
Well, he
we were
broke-
able.
He broke records.
I know, but he was the only reason we were able to stay competitive in college football, in Big Ten football, with no offense.
Well, you guys went to the Big Ten championship
We did because of him.
Yeah, because of him.
Because of him.
100%. Yeah.
When was the last time? I think there was a stat. I don't remember. I could be totally wrong. Isn't there a stat that the last time a punter went in the 4th round?
This never has. Highest punter ever drafted.
Is it? That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Not only that, you want to know what's really funny is he averaged 48 yards a punt last year, or for his college career.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Trent Gill averaged? He's the Bears' current punter. 33 yards a punt. That's what we just upgraded. That was a hell of a pick. We only have 4 picks. We traded one.
did miss out though on a great field goal kicker. I will tell you, there is video on. There will be video on. I will be posting video.
Here.
No, I will post
here.
it on the Rep in the State Line Facebook page of George
Kicking a field goal.
kicking field goals at Soldier Field. I do want to go back though too because I want to say thank you again during our little spring break hiatus. George granted me an opportunity to go sit on the floor
Oh, yeah.
at the United Center for a Bulls-Knicks game. And it was friggin' amazing. Now, I've been to Bulls games and been in skyboxes. You know, I mean, I've never actually sat in the stadium. I've always been invited to go to a skybox somewhere, which is a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not realize how different the game is when you're right there.
On the court, yeah.
Yeah. When you at 6'2"
Yeah.
had to do this.
I'm looking up at everyone.
So we're sitting.
It was some cool stuff, and I feel bad because I missed the opportunity because it happened so damn quick. But who passed you the ball? Had you pass it back to him and then shot a jumper?
What's his name? I was wearing his jersey.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Number 11.
Obviously, we all know this so well.
Jeez. No, I know
I
this.
put him on the spot.
He came from Toronto. What's his name?
I don't follow
You
basketball.
don't follow basketball? Well, anyways. Well,
I know. It's
I have
hard
a
because
story.
I don't follow
Is it DeRozan?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
DeMar DeRozan. So I
I
have,
don't even follow basketball, and I got that one.
I have a story about that too. So we get there and we're sitting there and they're doing shoot arounds or they're in street clothes or whatever warm ups. You don't know who's who. And there's one guy comes and sits on the bench. And I'm like, the dude's massive, looks massive. Do you know who Andre Drummond is?
Mm-hmm.
He is a tank. Like this guy is a beast. And I look at him and I'm like, I think that's Andre Drummond. I mean, the guy looked massive. He gets up, it's DeRozan, little guard. I'm like, holy shnikes. If he's that big, I can't imagine what like Vucevic and these other centers, they're just giants.
But it was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, DeRozan was shooting around and he's just like tossed me the ball and then I got to assist him on a shot.
He's
It was
looking.
awesome.
He hits the ball and he looks over and George just does this,
And he tossed me the ball.
and like right in front of my face, like, woo. And then George right back to woo, and I'm like, and he's like, "Did you get that?" I'm like,
No.
my phone's in my pocket. How would I get that? Exactly.
Hit
It was
me.
like,
I felt like I was in the game. I was right there. No, it was awesome.
but yeah, it was a great game. It was a great opportunity, and
And I didn't learn this, but so here's a weird thing. They had all you could drink.
all you can drink, but you had to pay for your food.
You had to pay for your food. I was like, okay.
And we got there early, and when she told us this, and they serve you right up until the end of the halftime, like the beginning of the third
Is when they
quarter
cut
is
it
when they
off.
cut you off. They
We
give
had
you
already
your last
bought a
call.
drink. And we were like, oh, man.
And we bought a drink, so we're like, all right, well, get us another round. And we knocked that back right away. And then she started bringing more. And I'm like, you know, I'm the designated driver. I got to get back to Rockford tonight. So why don't we switch to that
Beer.
What was it called? It was the bull and cow beer or whatever they called it.
Yeah,
bull, like no,
I don't remember.
I don't remember it. Goose. It's Goose and Bull. That's what they call it. And that was a really good beer. And then every like second beer, she would hand me another double old fashioned. I'm like, dude, I got to.
They brought an old fashioned and then they brought like a little
shot.
bit of whiskey on the side.
So it's like they made the old fashioned with then a shot to add to it. It was just crazy. But she was a great server.
She was. It was fun.
And
Those
I
people make a
again.
fair amount of money
Oh yeah.
because, I mean,
Well, she said, "Take care of me. I take care of you."
sure she did.
That's what she said. I said, "No problem."
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
You keep your mouth shut on that one. so have you guys seen the news in the last week?
Yes.
Because I really want to talk about this. And the first thing I want to talk about, the 20 safest places to live, the safest cities in Illinois came out for 2024 recently. And Roscoe, where I live, number 19 on the list.
That is.
And
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with this.
I'm going elsewhere.
Okay.
Where did you think I was going with this?
The
too?
protests.
The protest. No, I wasn't going to there yet.
Have you heard about these?
Oh, at all the college campuses?
Yeah, they're having these protests.
Well, I know.
Right?
Yes.
I know you have. But you want to know something really sad?
What?
So these major colleges at USC, Yale, whatever, they're canceling their graduations.
Columbia.
Right?
Columbia.
They're canceling their graduations. And it's the same kids that had their high school graduations canceled
For COVID.
for COVID.
Yeah.
And now they're graduating college and their graduations are canceled
That's,
because of protests.
that's terrible.
How sad is that? That's sad.
Well, what's sad?
That's super
what's
sad.
sad is the
I don't even want to get into the whole protest thing.
The whole politics of why the protest is happening. That's the sad
I know,
part.
but I'm just
Because you can show empathy on both sides. You can understand how people feel. And I mean, it's just we as the freedom leaders of the world are doing in my opinion, a piss poor job.
yes. But
That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's nor here nor there.
Right.
I just thought it was sad that these children, now young adults, got both of their major milestones
Canceled.
canceled.
Well, you know where it's not going to happen? Liberty University. There won't be any protests there. There won't be any protests at Rockford University. There won't be any protest. There might be at Chicago or NIU.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
to
know.
go to USC, go to Yale, go to Columbia, right? Prestigious. It means you worked
Well, Columbia just lost an education building yesterday. It was completely taken over by protesters.
Right.
It was a full insurrection, but nobody's saying that.
But what I'm saying though is like,
Just
these are prestigious schools, right? And these kids worked hard
yeah.
to get into those schools, and then worked hard to graduate from said schools, right? And so it's sad. I feel for them.
No, I feel for them too, but you know what? Step up and say, no, man up. We want our graduation. There's winners and losers. You're not going to force me to be a loser because of other people's things.
Decisions.
Get the security that we need to do this. Crack down on the protest.
Yeah.
Push it back. I mean, that's how it is. If the protests are getting as violent as they're getting, which I mean,
Yeah.
I am all for protesting.
Silent.
I believe in our First Amendment right to protest, to fight our government for freedom of speech, our Second Amendment right to stand up and have arms against our own government if we need to, because that's what it was there for. I do not agree, though, with a protest turning into a violent demonstration and then the police backing off and just letting people destroy personal property, destroy this, because now that is no longer a protest. That is a terrorist act. That's how I see it. When you take and turn your point of view into a violent attack against other people that don't believe the same as you, that is terrorism. You are scaring people. And the true definition of terrorism is to terrorize a party that does not agree with your political view or the view you're trying to put across. That's just what it is. Now, am I saying that these kids should be arrested as terrorists? No, I'm not going to that extreme. What I'm saying, though, is our country, much like in sports, how we coddle children, and much like in other things in life, how everyone gets a trophy and everyone's a winner, and we got to care about feelings all the time. This is not teaching anybody anything. You want to see protests where the protesters sat and didn't do anything. Look back at the protests in the 60s when we were fighting for civil rights and being beaten by police officers, breaking up a peaceful protest. And now how the tides have turned. The cops are sitting there feckless with their hands in their pockets because they're not allowed to break up this protest. And the protesters are destroying property, fighting with people, causing people to go to hospitals, disrupting. It's not, I'm sorry, it's a different world when it comes to that. Like, I believe in your right to protest, but when you start damaging other property, you are now a terrorist. You are now a looter, a rioter. You are not protesting.
A little housekeeping now.
Yes.
We missed a week. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Last week.
Well, yeah, we did, because you keep traveling so much and
I
getting
got
sick at airports.
Sick. We're back this week. We've got, 5 more weeks after this?
About that.
And then we will break for the rest, till our next season.
Well, we'll break for the summer, yeah, because you're traveling the entire summer.
I'm going to be gone
again,
all
too.
summer, yes. But
we might just break in here and do a couple episodes without him.
I'm okay with that. I need a house sitter. Anyways, one more thing. Before we move on to what's happening in the area, because we got to wrap things up here soon. But don't forget your bottle. Look at that beautiful bottle. Look at that beautiful bottle. Let's see if we can see it.
Yeah, you can see it back there.
There it is.
I like a good red horse.
Yeah, Woodford
Reserve Kentucky Derby
it's
150.
the 150th edition. So don't forget to take that, and let's jump into what's happening.
Well, the biggest news of the week. Did you guys hear about the Rockford housing market?
Yep, it's number one.
Mm-hmm.
It not only made national news, but world news.
Yep, it was first. It was in the Wall Street Journal report. And the reason for it is the median home price in Rockford is $230,000. That's the median.
All right, here's my
price.
question to that, right?
Yes.
Is that a skewed 230 or is that like a true 230?
That's a true 230 because the national median home price is $425,000.
Correct. But what I'm saying though is my house, right?
Right.
Could probably sell for 150.
Your house is actually worth more than that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna say an easy 150. I bought my house for 95.
Yeah.
My house should not sell more than 110.
No, that's not true.
That's
not true.
That's what I'm saying though. Like
no, it's not.
It's like the.
No, it's not.
It's not skewed. It's just
not
the
skewed.
reality of where we are. Like how much does eggs cost? How much does gas cost? How much does
Correct.
everything cost?
Inflation.
Well,
right?
inflation.
Well, we have three reasons for house prices being where they are. One, inflation. Your dollar is worth less, therefore it takes more dollars to get the same thing you got a year ago.
Correct.
All right, that's economics 101. Economics 101 as well, supply and demand.
Shortage.
We have,
I think it's 4 million, or I don't know.
It's 6 million houses shortage
6 million.
nationwide. But in the Rockford area, Winnebago County, a week ago, there was 135 houses for sale. Now, the Wall Street Journal article quoted one of our local realtors. I'm not going to say nothing disparaging about any other realtors. She's not bad, but she said a good market's usually about 1,000 homes on the market. I know in 2017 we had about like 4,000 homes in our region on the market at any given time. That was a 6-month inventory. That's a steady market. That's houses sitting on the market for 2 to 3 months. People looking, choices, finding that perfect home. Nobody feels under the gun. Right now, if you're buying a home, you want a realtor that's going to answer their phone day and night because the house is going to come to the market. It's going to be gone tomorrow. And if you're using apps, you're not going to find that home because by the time it hits Zillow, it's already under contract.
Yep.
100%.
All right. But the reasons we've grown here and the reason why your home is truly worth that, because 10 years ago, this area was the underwater capital of the nation. We made national news 10 years ago
Because we were undervalued.
because we were so undervalued, because our houses were bought so high and they were so low in value because of the mortgage-backed securities collapse of 2008, 2009. You know what I mean? Which caused everything to drop. But that's because we were inflating values then. This is not an inflation of value. This is actual true economics that's causing this. Properties are worth what they are. So this is the bad part. You can't fight your tax bill.
No.
I can't fight my tax
Our
bill.
11% assessment that we got this year.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I mean, I hate to say that. We can't have it both ways. We can't have lower assessment of taxes, but then go to sell our house with the highest amount of equity. So something has to give. The reason, though, people want to live in Rockford, and we've been saying this on this podcast since we started. We've been saying this since repping the state line started in 2019.
2019, yeah.
We have affordable housing. You might not think it's affordable because it's gotten so high, but guess what? House prices constantly go up. And I'm just telling people right now that are thinking of shopping, they're like, I'm just going to wait till they come down. It's not going to crash. Right? House prices do fluctuate based on inventory and market. And if we get 1,000 people to throw their house on the market tomorrow, yeah, prices will drop because we have now a glut of houses at one time.
They won't drop very long.
But they won't drop for long.
Everybody will be
they'll
like,
drop
whoa.
for about 30 days.
And then everybody will be ready to move.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So, but affordable housing is number one. And then we have 3 industries that this city and this region thrive on, and that's healthcare, aerospace, and logistics. Those industries, this hub of the Rockford region, is a mecca for those 3 types of businesses. And that's bringing good paying jobs to the region, which in turn needs people living. We have great amenities. We're 90 miles from Chicago, 90 miles from Milwaukee. We're an hour from Madison. We're an hour and a half from Dubuque. It's the way it is.
Hello.
And Josh is on the phone.
Do you have a printer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we should just wrap it up. Because it is...
Well,
9. We have to...
Okay.
He's got.
I know. We got a hard stop this week.
Yep.
But so just so you guys know, Ice Hogs are in the playoffs this week.
Yes.
So at 4 p.m. on Sunday, they're playing Grand Rapids at the BMO. The only other events going on is Cinco de Mayo. It's my son's birthday
Oh, it's
And-
Matt Weber's, my business partner's birthday, too.
on Cinco de Mayo.
And the
Yeah, I was going to
Kentucky
say
Derby.
the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. Yep.
Kentucky Derby
Running for the Roses, 150 years. And if on Saturday you got nothing going on and you'd like to drink beer, go to Riverside Park for Pour on the Park from 12 to 4.
Yep. 4 in the park.
Oh,
It's
that's
Saturday.
Pour in the park.
That's Pour in the Park. And that's the only events going on, really. There's
Ready,
like Cinco de
ready,
Mayo
ready,
celebrations
ready.
at all the bars in town.
Ready,
But
ready.
pat yourself on the back
Why are you patting yourself on the back?
because
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
because a little over a year ago, Josh had an idea to bring a beer festival to Roscoe, and
Oh.
it's happening tomorrow. It's happening Saturday.
Which is tomorrow. Good call.
Good tomorrow.
with
yeah.
with
Tomorrow.
with no Josh.
no Josh, no thank you, no this, no that, no.
But it's not a podcast.
Got it. It's not a podcast.
All right,
guys.
So with that, do all the YouTubey things, do all the Facebooky things. Visit us at Reppin' the State Line on Facebook. You can email us, reppintheStateline@gmail.com, if you have any comments or concerns, or you'd like to edit any of our conversation. maybe you want to cancel us. I don't know, but we're going to stay here until you guys throw us off the internet.
Let's roll. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Hey, winners win and losers lose.
Winners win and losers lose. Peace out.